Monuments of Nine, the latest from the Bee Gees. One of the 5 new songs they have written, what you just heard, for Staying Alive. That's the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Their music for that movie won them 5 Grammys. And this morning, all 3 members of this super group joining us from WPLG in Miami, Barry, Robin, and Morris Gibb. Morris, of course, sometimes a correspondent, if you will, doing music for us here on Good Morning America, and he's become a big star as a correspondent of music, right? Right, Morris?
Thank you, David. I needed that.
Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Robin.
Morning, David.
Barry, 28 million records, LPs of Saturday Night Fever. It's the biggest seller we understand ever. How, in heaven's name, do you follow that? I mean, looking at a sequel of Staying Alive, how do you feel about trying to follow it?
That's really difficult. There is an enormous pressure, and I don't really know how you follow it. You have to treat it as a different project rather than treat it psychologically as a follow-up. You know, it just takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's a tough thing to follow up, and we just enjoy making the music and hope for the best, you know.
Well, you know, that raises another question, Morris. You said that the attitude of people who make movies, directors and so forth, toward the people who make the music for movies could be better. How could it be better? What do you mean by that? What's wrong with the attitude of the movie makers toward the music folks?
Well, it seems that in most cases, not so much in ours, but in some cases, it's usually the last say is by the director, and the music is usually the last thing that's thought of. And it's because of the finished edit of the film and so forth that they have to wait till the music. Sometimes they may say it doesn't fit at the end, and you may have worked hard on it and it doesn't get used in the end. But there's a lot of decisions have to be made, I think, now where the producers and the directors have to realize how important music is for film.
How would you make it better? How would the process be better so that everybody's happy with the situation?
That's very hard to say because the director basically, as I say, has the final say on where the music goes in the film. So if it suits his film and the way it has to be, then he obviously knows what he's doing. But it would be nice to contribute to some of the actual editing of your songs, so forth, things like that. Where they're placed in the picture.
Robin, when you were doing this picture, what was Sylvester Stallone's attitude? What was your relationship with Sly?
Very good. He came down to the studio while we were writing the songs for Staying Alive, and heard quite a few of them. He was in touch, by and large, with the process of the writing, and right up to the end of the film. Of course, it is his decision how the music is worked into the film, along with the other people's music. Our job is to write the songs and go in the studio and produce them, and then it's up to the director, who of course in this case is Sylvester Stallone, into how that music is worked into the movie. Are you all pleased, Barry, with the way your music was worked into Staying Alive?
Well, it's very difficult for us to be judges of it at this point in time. The film it's really the eve of release, and I think we have to be patient rather than judge it right now and see what the public think and see what just see what people think in general. You really have to ask Sylvester if he's pleased, because it really is down to what he wanted, and as far as we're concerned, he got what he wanted.
Barry, I understand that the judges, the federal judges, have reversed that court decision, and they have said essentially you guys did not steal How Deep Is My Love. How do you feel about this court reversal?
We feel absolutely elated, and we feel that the judges has given us back our honor, which is nice. And there was a comment that Morris made recently about us being judged by Miss Midwestern Housewives, and I suppose it would be nice to have him clear that up.
Morris?
The judge's decision alone gave us our song back, because it was legally taken away from us for the 5 months we've been pondering and having this tremendous pressure about this court case, which, as far as we're concerned, we still don't know how it came about to this day. But to go through all that pressure and to be judged by people who don't know anything about the music industry, don't know how people write songs, where in this particular case I think people should be judged by their peers, as they do in Europe. But we were brought amongst people. It was held in his hometown in Chicago. So all the people were there were very supportive of the so-called underdog sort of situation. And we were, because we became a target in this particular episode, it was very hard to be judged by people who don't know anything about what we were there for.
Copyright laws.
Or copyright laws in that case.
Yeah.
So,
Final,
was, you know.
so no, go ahead, Morris. What?
No, I was just going to say that was a bit, pressure-wise, that was the worst thing we couldn't understand at all.
The jury didn't understand plagiarism laws and copyright laws.
Yes, yeah.
Robin, how long are the three of you going to continue not only to write and produce, but get out front and stand there in the lights and costume and drive us crazy with your music? How long are you going to keep being able to do this?
Well, that's easy to answer, actually. Until our trousers keep fitting us.
While our trousers keep fitting us.
While our trousers keep fitting us.
Yeah,
yes.
forever.
I think as long as we can, I think we'll always be writing music, we'll always be producing music. Whether or not in 20 or 30 years we'll be standing on stage performing them is another thing, but I'm sure we'll do it with a walking cane.
But I would like to add, if I may, that we are looking forward tremendously to actually touring.
You are?
Very soon.
When,
Yes.
do you know when, Morris?
Morris is going out next week.
We plan to tour do a world tour in about a year, just over a year from now. It takes a long time to put together, but we're very excited about doing that.
Yeah.
Barry, Robin, Morris, thank you. And Morris, since you're a correspondent for us at times, we'll be the first to know all the details. Right, Morris?
Oh, okay, David. I
Okay.
suppose I'll call you again at the usual time.
Okay.
You can go back to bed now, David.
You guys can. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
Thank you, David. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And for all their super